So if someone had told me prior to today's games, Saturday Wild Card Weekend, that the best game of the night would be between the Tampa Bay Bucs and the Washington Football Team, I just would not have believed them. Again, all these reaction videos, post-game videos, have been going back to my my playoff preview, my predictions, and I thought this game, again, I said it in there, I thought this game was going to be close early because I thought the pass rushers of Washington would kind of keep Tom Brady off balance, and he'd be a little uncomfortable, but over time, all the weapons, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette, I figured they would just wear, Gronk, all them boys, they would just wear on the Washington defense over time, and I didn't think Washington's offense was going to do enough to keep the defense off the field. That was also when I thought Alex Smith was playing. So, Alex Smith was inactive. That meant Taylor Heinicke started, and I'm going to get to him soon. Well, I want to start with the winning team because they won. So the Tampa Bay Bucs ended up beating them, beating Washington. It was 28-20. 31-23. It was 31-23. And Washington had the ball late in the fourth with a chance to drive down and tie the game. That's how close it was. It's not like they scored a cheap touchdown or anything like that. But Buccaneers. So there were drives where, early on in the game, they just looked off sync. Tom Brady looked off sync. He didn't get sacked much. I think he got sacked 3 times. 2 of them by Deron Payne, who made just some great moves. But other than that, the line held up pretty well. But early on, he did not look comfortable. I think he started 4-10. And then for the rest of the first half, he caught fire. And then he got off to a slow start to start the third. He ended up throwing close to 400 yards. But the Washington defense, it was a bend but don't break. So they were moving the ball. And I really loved the play calling from Byron Leftwich because it would be run, screen, 20-yard pass down the field. He just kept them off balance. But when they got into the red zone, they were just struggling, punching it in for the majority of the game till their last touchdown of the game. So it was a bend but don't break defense by Washington. But when Tom Brady, I'll say this, when Tom Brady has time, he's still so entertaining to watch because he moves very well in the pocket still. He'll slide to his left, he'll throw back to his right. He is not like these other older guys. He's not like Drew Brees. He's not like Phillip Rivers. He's not like Big Ben where you could see the deterioration in their arms. And he could still push the ball down the field. Now, granted, he's much like them. He can't, drift away off his back foot and throw a strike like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. He's not there. I mean, he's 43. What do you expect? But he doesn't need to get a running start, crow hop to gun it, 35 yards down the field on a line like those other guys. He could just take one step and just really drive the ball. So that's a credit to him and what he's doing at 43 and his avocado ice cream. Good for him. The running game, Leonard Fournette, looked very good. I was actually making a mental note to talk about Keyshawn Vaughn because he was in the process of a 6-yard run in the third quarter, and then he fumbled the ball, and then he didn't see the field for the rest of the game. So I'm not going to comment on him. He looked good until he fumbled that ball, but then they just kept him on the bench. Obviously, the receivers, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown caught a touchdown. Cameron Braid had a good day. They have a good offense. So now Tampa Bay, their prospects are going to be, if the Saints win tomorrow, Saints beat the Bears, they will go to New Orleans to play the Saints for a third time. If the Bears beat the Saints, they will actually host a playoff game against the Rams. So obviously they're going to be rooting for the Bears because they want to go to Tampa Bay. And the fact, I'm sure they don't want to play New Orleans again because they have not had a very good time with New Orleans this year. But great guy by them. And again, Brady, still entertaining to watch at this advanced age. Now I want to get to the Washington Football Team because their season's done. They were 7-9. They made the playoffs. Good for them. A lot of great stories. Alex Smith being one of them. Ron Rivera being another one. Alex Smith coming back from that devastating leg injury. Ron Rivera beating cancer. Never taking a day away from the facility. Coaching throughout. Chemotherapy. Good for him. Chase Young, their second overall pick, looks like a stud. He looks like he's going to be a problem for the next decade. But their quarterback, their backup quarterback, Taylor Heinicke, started today. And honestly, he looked. I mean, if you watch this game, Tony Dungy could not say enough good things about him, and he's right, man. He made right decisions. He's able to like layer the ball. Doesn't have a good arm, but like he had a good enough arm. He throws a surprisingly tight spiral. Super athletic, good pocket movement. Now I'm not saying I'm making him my franchise quarterback if I'm Washington, but I'm definitely keeping him around. And if I'm Washington, I'm still drafting a quarterback depending on who's there when I draft. Probably in the first round. But I'm definitely giving Taylor Heinicke either the first crack at starting and letting the young guy learn and seeing what Heinicke has, or I'm at least opening it up for a competition. But he would definitely be, if I'm gonna have a quarterback competition, he's gonna be in it, or he's going to be my starting quarterback, and the rookie that I draft is just going to the bench. Or if you can't get a good first round rookie, I don't know where they're gonna be drafting, but if obviously Lawrence will be gone, Fields will be gone, Wilson will be gone if they don't really like Mac Jones, Trey Lance, or Kyle Trask, where they're drafting, or if they're not available for some reason, maybe they just give Heinicke the job because again he's going to be a cheap quarterback. You go out, get him some weapons. Steven Sims, he had a very good game. Terry McLaurin's a very good receiver. I think he's going to be, if you get him some other weapons, I think he's going to be like a really big problem, especially if you compare him with like a top-notch quarterback. But I would definitely give Heinicke a crack, man. This dude is a gamer. Like I said, super athletic, very good. He got out of some tough situations in the pocket where it looked like he was dead to rights. He actually hurt his shoulder, went to the locker room. Looked like they were going to have to go with rookie Steven Montez out of Colorado, but he came back right before they were about to take the field, came down, led a touchdown drive. But man, this dude came out of nowhere, Old Dominion, played in the AAF, but good for them. Washington, it is what it is. You probably didn't go into this game. No one gave them a big chance, but they gave it hell. And, they have something to build on going into the offseason in Tampa Bay. They're going to be watching tomorrow, hoping that, if I'm them, I'm probably hoping that the Bears win so I can host the Rams, the beaten-up Rams. That's obviously an easier path to the NFC Championship game for them. But, I mean, it's going to be what it is, and I think that Saints-Bears game is going to be one that could be on, it could be an upset. I think the Bears could give the Saints a game. I still think the Saints are going to win, but, there could be a scenario where Tampa Bay is hosting a playoff game next week. So, great game, best game of the night for sure of this night. Not going to say wild card, there's 3 more tomorrow, but definitely the best game of the Saturday slate. Watch one of these videos. Definitely subscribe to the damn channel, please. Thank you. I would appreciate it. Shoot, champs, 14U champs, just so you know, zoom in on that. I'll see you in the next one. Tomorrow, 3 more games, so I'll be back to review them all. See ya. Peace. Fuck you on.